So the next speaker for our forum is Mrs. Lila Poonawalla, and Resham would just introduce her.
Thanks, Ankita. Padma Shri Miss Lila Poonawalla is chairperson of the Lila Poonawalla Foundation. She is also former chairperson of 6 corporates, including Tetra Pak and Alpha Level India. She has started her own consulting services company, and through this, she has worked as corporate advisor to many firms in India and overseas. She is the chairperson emeritus of Quality Circle Forum of India Maharashtra chapter, and she has been presented with numerous awards. She has been presented with the title Padma Shri in 1989 by the then President, Dr. Venkatraman. She has also received international recognition from the King of Sweden by being awarded the Polar Star and being named as the Officer of the Royal Order. She has been decorated with several awards as a mark of appreciation for her praiseworthy and unequivocal contribution in the field of entrepreneurship. All these achievements definitely did not come easy, but what in our conversation came out as most interesting was how she started her journey. So Ms. Poonawalla, if you could tell our audience about how you came about being an engineer and chairperson of all these companies, if you would like to.
Well, I started my journey like any one of you. I was born, I was a small girl. I studied in a small school, went to a larger school, went to college. So that's how the journey started. But probably the difference in my journey was that I came into this country as a refugee. I'm a child of the period when the partition took place between India and Pakistan. And so I landed here in India as a refugee, a child of three years old at Lonavala refugee camp. And we were there for about a year, and I had lost my father, so I had only my mother, who was not educated because no women got educated in that time. And we had 2 grandparents and 4 brothers. So we were totally 8 people. And we had a refugee allowance of 40 rupees and my father's pension 40 rupees. So in 80 rupees, my mother brought us up. But the beauty of it is that those were the real happy days, because when you don't know what you're missing, you don't miss it. It's when we see what others have that we start to miss, and then we start to feel sorry for ourselves, and we start the journey of unhappiness. We were very happy. I always wore hand-down clothes from richer friends. And every time the car used to come of my grandmother's friend with some clothes, I would be jumping around. I'm going to get new things, new gifts. And in return, I had to give my time to that rich lady's daughter, play with her. That was also good fun, because after 2 days stay with her, I got all the toys back from her. So those were the days, and that's how I really grew up. I grew up in my first schooling was in a municipal school, where a lot of Teach for India work is going on now. But I was in that school in Pune Market. Those of you from Pune will know where that is. It's being renovated now. And my Marathi is reasonably good because I started my education in Marathi. थोडीशी चांगली मराठी बोलून घेते. जे महाराष्ट्रीयन आहे ते त्यांना आवडणार. आणि because of that, I probably, was very, very easily able to converse with all my workers when the time came. And then I went to Mount Carmel School, and from there the journey started. Really speaking, she asked me to talk about my professional journey. Yes. But I thought I should give you a little bit of background for you to appreciate as to what background I came from and why I'm doing what I'm doing today. Yeah, I of course went on to become the first woman engineer. And why did I want to become an engineer? I actually wanted to become an air hostess because I had dreamed to travel. I wanted to travel a lot. I wanted to become an air hostess. But in those days, air hostess was not considered to be a very good profession for girls from our society. So my because my brother was in charge of me, I had no father. He said, no way you can become an air hostess, you decide anything you want. I thought he'll say no to me wanting to do engineering, because that was also a men's world. Yeah. But he thought that was less of the evil. So he allowed me to take on to become an engineer. Of course, it was tough for him to pay my fees. Again, friends came to rescue. I got good support. I got some scholarships, and that's how I completed my engineering. Always, they asked me, why did I do mechanical engineering? Because I always liked to take a challenge, and I always liked to be the only one. Any time, you know, someone tells me you can't do it, I'll show him I can do it. That's been my spirit. My friends in college told me, you're stupid, you will never be able to do engineering, and that also mechanical engineering, go wash your face in gutter water. That's the language they used to use. I said, I'll show you. And it started from there, and I went on to become a mechanical engineer. Of course, nobody was giving job to women engineers. I wanted to work in the workshop. I didn't want to work in R&D. I did not want to become a professor, a teacher. I just wanted to work on the shop floor. And so nobody was willing to take me. The Bajajes, Kirloskars, Tatas, at that time nobody was willing to give job to a woman engineer. Ultimately, a multinational thought, okay, let's give it a try. And I think as time went on, neither they regretted nor I regretted.
Wow, that's an amazing journey, ma'am. Yes, so being a woman in a male-dominant manufacturing sector, did you face any prejudice on gender bias?
I really don't think in those days we knew anything about gender bias.
Okay.
I mean, this has become a big hype now, but in that days, I mean, at least I went about doing my job because I really didn't feel that I'm a woman or I'm a man. I felt I'm a person. I've come to do a job, and I need to do a job, and I must do my job the best, whatever job is given to me.
Like
So, I mean,
passion.
I really did not feel the difference until when I was being appointed as the managing director. That's when, really speaking, those guys who were senior to me, and I superseded them, and I was appointed as the managing director, they did not want to work for a woman. That's when I felt that there's a difference between, well, they did not want to work. It was their choice. I said, if you want to work, work. If you don't want to work, quit. They quit. They regretted, not I.
Yes, true.
Since we're talking about women, if you could share your opinion on women empowerment that is being discussed in all forums today.
This has also become a big topic for discussion. I don't know how, you can't empower anybody from outside. The empowerment of an individual has to come from within. It is self-empowerment rather than giving empowerment. So when we are talking about empowering women, yes, we need to, tool them up properly. We need to give them right education. Education is what, but a man cannot succeed if he is not educated. So we are equally empowering men. So it's education which is the most important. You educate the person, show them the path, show them what alternatives are available, what you can do, what cannot do. It not necessarily you have to become an engineer. There are so many, especially now, you guys have got so many vocations that you can take. So I really don't think this empowerment is a big hype.
Okay. Thank you.
I have empowered myself. Nobody came forward to empower me. So if I could do it, why can't you do it?
Yeah, that's true. We need self-empowerment.
The women themselves have to feel that they are already empowered. As women, we have much more power than men have. Men can do anything. We can do their work as well as our own work. And that's empowerment. They can't deliver a baby. We can. That's empowerment. I mean, we don't look at it as, we consider this as a kind of a burden, which is not. Nature has empowered us so much. So we need to see how we plan. We need to see how we construct our life. We need to see how we prioritize our life, what we want out of life, and that is empowerment.
Yeah, that's true. I think I would want to, if anybody from the audience would want to ask questions so that it's more interactive.
Maybe I can ask in the meantime while our audience thinks. You do a lot of work with your foundation in educating girls, women. If you could talk a little bit about that, how has your experience been? What is, the get back from these girls who get educated and are now placed in jobs everywhere?
You see, I talked about education. Education is a tool for empowering people.
Yes.
Be it girl, be it boy. Now, why I chose to only educate girls? Because as I told you, when I was growing up and I wanted to do my education in engineering, I didn't have enough money. I went around asking friends to help me to finish my engineering. And at that time, I really felt the need that, there are times when you need help. You have dreams, you need help, and you need help. Boys need too. You need help to have someone to come forward to help you. And it just developed that if a day comes when I have enough funds, I will do something for the girls. Somebody did something for me, I will do something in return. That's how the whole idea of starting this foundation started. And then when I was successful, I believe I was successful. I had reasonable money. How much do you need to have meals and stay a comfortable life? I didn't need all the money that I was earning. So I started the foundation to see that I can support some girls. I started with 20 girls, my first batch. That was in 1996. And I'm very happy to tell you that last year was my 19th year and we gave around 1,000 girls scholarships.
Wow.
And it's not about giving money. Money is just one part of it. It's about mentoring the girls. It's about developing them into becoming complete, wholesome women. Giving them education, not academic education. All the other education that a girl needs. Her body language, her self-defense. You won't believe the girls who come from rural area, they have no clue at all about any sexual education. They have not been given any sexual education. They don't know an anatomy of a man and a woman. So, starting to do, they may be becoming engineers, but they have no clue. So we do all this type of extra education, extra soft skill, because without soft skill, no corporate is willing to give them jobs. English, spoken English, giving them, interview techniques, writing resumes, all sorts of training programs are given to them. Of course, I've grown to this number because I've got excellent support from the corporates. Yeah, as I went along, corporates realized that instead of doing things on their own, why not join hands with Lila? Corporates, first my friends joined in. I have very good support from my Swedish friends because I have been very active in relationship building between Sweden and India. When I got recognition from the king, it was for the business development that I did between the two countries. When I got Padma Shri, I did not get for my social work because I started social work a long time later. But I got it for building international business for the country to, with USSR. That time USSR was USSR, not called Russia. At that time building business, there was a time when I brought an order of $16 million. Now that was big order in those times. Wow, I'm talking about now 40 years ago. So I got recognition from Indian government for my business acumen, not for my social work, which I started only in 96. I got the award Padma Shri in 89, much before. And I think I was one of the youngest one to get it. Good that the government recognized the contribution that I was doing to the business world. And I think it has been a good life for me, business. And now I'm very happy doing what I'm doing. This is my 20th year, and I'm sure that this year I will cross even 1,000 scholarships because I am going to corporate with CSR coming in. More corporates are looking for good organizations. I don't call myself NGO. I don't like that word. I call myself as an organization because we are doing a lot of work. Yeah, I may be a charity institute. I may be having a charity certificate, but I don't call myself NGO. I am a charity organization because we are doing a lot of organized, planned work for the benefit and the progress of the girls. I have a school program which goes, I'm working with 14 schools. I have a school program. We take a child from 7th standard and we sign a bond with their parents that they will not move this child out of the school or education for 10 years till she graduates. I started this program 5 years ago. My first batch passed out the board exam this year and I'm so happy, 100% result.
Wow.
So I'm very happy and I'm working with 7 schools in the rural area. You must one day come and work here. That motivation that it creates, I tell you, it's something that you have to see to believe it. So I think the school program I'm very happy with. We call it Tomorrow Together because these children are going to be with me tomorrow and we are going to make tomorrow together. Like you young people, young Indians. One day they will also become young Indians and entrepreneurs like you.
I can see there's a lot of passion in your work, and that's amazing, really.
You have to have passion. You can't do work, otherwise you can get tired. But if you have passion, you don't get tired.
Absolutely.
Yes, please.
What year did you do your engineering? Where did you do it from? And how many girls were there?
I passed out from COEP, Pune College, and maybe even your parents were not born. 1967. 1967.
And how many girls were there in the batch?
Me and one more girl. In mechanical, we were only 2 girls. We were the first 2.
Wow.
There were some in civil and electrical, but totally we were not more than about 10 girls in the whole college. Now when I go to college and I see the girls, principal tells me, Leela, now we'll have to have reservation for boys.
I agree with that. Any idea what happened to the other girl who was doing engineering with you?
Yes, she was working with the government because she was a more brainy than me. I was more organization oriented, planning oriented, time oriented. She was all the time research oriented. So she started to work with the ARD Pashan, that is in research. And now she retired and she has set up a company, again doing thermal analysis, vibration analysis in power plants and all that, because she is technical, highly technical. I've left my technology behind because I went into management. Not that you forget your engineering, but she's hardcore engineer. She comes from an engineering family. Her father was an engineer, 2 brothers are engineer, mother was not an engineer, but she was a science teacher, so she comes from that background. Vasanta Ramaswamy, I don't know, some of you might have heard her name.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
In your 19-year journey, I was wondering if you could give us a little insight as to how the situation has changed, or has it changed in ground realities over the 19 years that you've worked with the girls?
Yeah, I can tell you the girls who come now, from the girls which I started interviewing when we got the first word, they were very withdrawn girls, very afraid, not so confident. But the girls, as we went along, initially we took girls only from Pune city. Then we spread to rural areas. Then we went on to the Pune district. So we started getting a lot of girls from the rural area. They were coming, they were not so confident, but over a period of time, I see their confidence level is increasing. Their knowledge, probably because of the television, because of the type of communication that is available, they're quite confident. And when we ask them questions, the same questions that were asked earlier, they were not able to answer. Today, they are able to answer confidently. But yet, they have a long way to go. Especially our girls who are coming from rural area, they have a long way to go. And rural India still has a lot of problems. And girls in rural India have many more problems than the girls in the city. Especially, I don't know how to tell this audience, but especially sexual problems that they have with their own relatives. It's amazing what comes out in the interviews. So we really need to do something in this frame as far as the villages are concerned. They don't know what is a good touch, what is a bad touch. My school children, this is the first thing that I take through my programs for the children. Because when we see the girls who pass 10th standard and we interview them for diploma courses, because we give scholarship in diploma and engineering, diploma to engineering, post-graduation, pharmacy, nursing. We have got many, segments in which we do. We are also giving, last year we started giving scholarships in Amravati and Varda. And my friends, you'll be amazed. In Varda, almost 50% of the girls who came and whom we gave scholarship have no parents because they have died of AIDS. And the girls were not afraid to tell us that my parents had AIDS. So, our India in rural parts has a long way to grow. And we, the younger people like you, entrepreneurs like you, who should also see how much part of your time and effort you're going to put in developing this area of the society.
Wow. Do we have any more questions?
Great. Thank you so much for being here. I think
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Would you like to share a parting thought with our audience?
Parting thought, I just would like to tell me, there's always a question asked that, how do you have so much energy? How do you may guess my age, you may not guess, maybe you'll guess because of the number of years of experience I told you, but I'm 72 years old and I am still,
Amazing.
Wow.
I still work very hard. I'm up at 4:30 in the morning and I work till about 11:30. You'll wonder what I do. Well, I communicate with my girls, having 1,000 girls around, 2,000 girls around. You need to communicate with them. You need to motivate them. That's one part. I also have a lot of hobbies. I'm very organized, as I told you. I have a lot of hobbies. I'm very fond of photography. But every photograph of mine is Cardex properly and put. If you tell me, now today, supposing you send me 1 or 2 pictures of this,
Absolutely.
they will get Cardex and put into the program. And if for 2 years down the line, if you call me again, I'll bring that photograph and show you, because it's easy to pick up. You organize yourself, you don't have to spend time. So I have many such hobbies. My music is organized. I have a big library. I've got around 3,000 books. So I have a good, because I love reading. So I do a lot of reading. I'm organized on my photographs. I'm organized on my gifts. Every girl of my foundation gets a gift from me on her birthday. And I ensure that and I have a program to ensure that I don't repeat the gift. Because remember, first girl has already spent 19 years with me. So she's already got 19 gifts. So I ensure that I don't repeat the gift that I sent. And that is a very easy program. You just click a name, you get to know, oh, I sent her a sari last time, so let me send her a scarf this time. It's very simple. And even photographs, at home I have got movable frames. You remove the glass and you can put another frame. So it's very, you don't know, these small things can bring such happiness and win you so many more friends. Yeah. When I'm inviting some friends to come home, normally what I do is I check which friends I'm getting. So I go through my photographs, I pick out their photographs, put them in those frames. So as they enter the door, they see their picture. Wow. The mood of the party is made. So the mood of the party is made. Same way, I give gifts. I have a program, I enter what I give. When I receive some gift, that also I put down in a memento. My package is called memento. I put down that memento. Now if you have given me, say, a vase and you're coming to my house, I'll ensure that I keep it in front and I arrange some flowers in it and keep it. When you come, you look at your vase. My God, I think I gave her this. She still has it. This is your vase. You gave it to me. You remember? So-and-so here you gave me. Because just that day in the morning, I've sat and organized myself and I've seen. So I remember it. She may not remember, but I remember it. And these are very small things in life. What I'm trying to tell you, learn to have, enjoy small things of life. Find joy in small things of life. We run so much after big things that we forget the small things. Every day, the joys that you can pick up on the way, learn to do it. Life becomes much more simpler. Thank you.
That's an incredible thought. Thank you so much for coming and being a part of our forum.